The Miami Heat have been an NBA play-in team in 2022, 2023, and 2024. How do they avoid that in 2025? Well, there are 3 players on the Miami Heat that, in my opinion, need to ball out to elevate them from a shoo-in to the play-in to maybe a top 6 seed or better in the Eastern Conference. Before I get to those 3 players, shout out to the First Commenter Club. What's the First Commenter Club? The people that have their notifications turned on and get in the comment section right as the video begins. Multi, Dame, Eternal, Alex, Helder, these 5 in a video this week were the first 5 comments. I wanted to show them some love, and how you could be in the First Commenter Club and get shoutouts in the future is make sure you have your notifications turned on and go comment on the video when it goes live. We currently have 12.9% of our audience having notifications turned on. Let's bump that number up. Let's get to a nice round even 13%. So when I look at the Miami Heat team and roster, I am actually a little optimistic on the group. I know a lot of people believe they are going to be a play-in team again and maybe not even make the NBA playoffs. I think that they will be in the NBA playoffs, but likely just at best a first-round exit. But if you get some of these players we're going to talk about, or all of them to ball out, maybe that changes. And the number 1 player that I think needs to ball out the most is 4th-year forward Nikola Jovic. Without a shadow of doubt in my mind, do I believe he is the number 1 guy that could raise the ceiling of the Miami Heat. He is the ceiling raiser. There just aren't many players that possess his skill set at his size for his age. So if he's able to finally put together a season where he plays more than 46 games, which he hasn't done in his career, the last 2 years, only 46, and he's able to really carve out a solid role, we're talking about a guy that maybe not is an all-star, but is as high level as a role player as you can find in the NBA. Do I believe there is a world where Jovic elevates himself into the same hierarchy of a player like Derek White? I do. Not as good as a defender, but that same type of super role player that isn't an all-star, but can easily be a 4th best player on a title team. He has elite 3-point shooting above 37% in each of the last 2 seasons. He's 6'10". He has great size, and he has continued to put on weight in terms of strength each of the last 3 years. He's got maybe the best IQ on this Heat basketball team in terms of his ability to create and be in the right spots offensively. And there is no one, and I really mean no one, that plays in transition better than he does on this Heat team. You got players like Tyler Herro pulling up for 3 sometimes on a 3-on-1 fast break. No, Jovic runs the break, fills his lane, can facilitate it, can handle it, can finish it. Jovic does the transition game better than anyone on the Miami Heat. And although it is in weaker competition than the NBA, his numbers for Team Serbia at Eurobasket were flat out phenomenal. 12 points per game, 5 rebounds, 67% shooting from the field, and 57% from beyond the arc. Jovic can be that guy that takes a step in his final year under contract, earning himself a potential big payday by the Miami Heat, but also earning himself a starting role or a massive role in this Heat rotation that elevates them into a playoff team. So, let me know. We got 2 more names to get to here, but what player on the Heat needs to ball out the most to elevate them to the next level? Give me your player down below. Number 2, without a question in my opinion, is the 2nd-year big man, Kel'el Ware. And like Jovic, I don't really have a shadow of a doubt that he comes in as that second guy. I'll be honest, he is as close as he could possibly be to being the 1B to Jovic's 1A in terms of needing these guys to ball out. Ware, the 15th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, had a very solid rookie year. Appeared in 64 games, averaged 22 minutes, started the second half of the season, and was the starter for real, when Jimmy Butler really was traded. And I think his rookie numbers were solid. Like, if you told me when they drafted Ware, and on draft night, he would have that rookie season and start the basically half the season after the trade deadline, I would have been shocked and I would have been very surprised. But you saw it last season, folks. When Ware got the starting nod for the Miami Heat and when he played well, Miami is taken to the next level. Because when he's able to consistently knock down a shot from beyond the arc, space the floor, but give Miami a ton of size and athleticism, that elevates them. When you see him locked in, being a guy that's able to be a rim threat in pick and rolls, be a rim deterrent, it takes them to the next level. So if he's able to take that step into not an all-star level guy in year 2, but another closer step to there, that will elevate the Heat. Now, there are 3 main areas of improvement that Ware needs to showcase. Number 1, without a question, is his defensive positioning. Too often is he out of position defensively, which allows him to get beat by an off-ball cut or not able to get to the block shot. Like, he just needs to be positioned better. He also needs to have better consistent effort. I think he did a better job of it in his rookie year, but in Summer League, at times, he didn't look like he wanted to even be there. And I get it. He was probably too good to be there. Well, how about you show us that? How about you dominate Summer League and make it abundantly obvious after 1 or 2 games that the Heat should take you out of that team because you're just too good? He didn't do that, and that was a little bit of a concern to me. And I also need to see an improved play strength. I know he's been in the gym working very hard, but he got bossed around a little bit sometimes by veteran physical centers. That needs to change if he wants to be uber impactful and productive for the Heat this year. So if he's able to do these 3 things, I think Ware will have a really big second year with the Miami Heat. Getting to my final player here in just 1 second, but take advantage of this Heat hoodie being on sale 56% off. Are you kidding me? Go to chatsports.com/Heat sale. Links in the description and comments of today's video. Grab it right now before the sale runs out, and make sure you get it before the season starts up in a month. The final player on this list of 3 that needs the ball out is Jaime Jaquez Jr., the third-year wing from UCLA, who was drafted 18th overall in 2023. His sophomore slump in lack of a step forward in terms of his development from year 1 to year 2 absolutely killed Miami. Was it the reason why they were a bad team last year? No, it was not. There was a lot of reasons. But when Jimmy Butler got traded, the idea was that Jaquez was going to be his natural replacement. No one expected it to have to be next or last season, but that was the goal after how well he played as a rookie, where he was top 5 in Rookie of the Year voting, was on the first team All-NBA rookie squad. Like, there was so much optimism and hope. Well, he regressed in every category. His efficiency, inside the arc, beyond the arc. His points per game, his minutes per game went down by 5 a night. Like, it was a disaster. But if he was able to become either a slightly better version of himself as a rookie, or even just his rookie version once again, it would be massive for the Miami Heat. I have often said this offseason that I would argue I would rather play Kel'el Larson as the 8th man off the bench behind Mitchell and Jovic instead of Jaquez. But if Jaime is playing at his rookie level or slightly better again, well, then he is so huge and pivotal for Miami. Can he get back to that type of level? More coming on Jaquez. But make the call for me. Will Jaime Jaquez Jr. bounce back for the Heat this season with his 3rd year in the NBA? Type Y for yes or type N for no. As I've mentioned with the first 2 players we've talked about, what I need, what I hope he improves on, what I'm looking for. 1, consistent 3-point shot. Shooting 32% and 29% over the past 2 years is not acceptable. It just isn't. And his best ability is his ability to get to the rim off the dribble. Well, if players and defenders are just going to sag off of him and force him to shoot a deep shot from 3 that he can't hit consistently, well, then he's not going to be able to drive by them and get to his spot inside the arc. So he needs to be a threat from the 3-point shot. He also needs a tighter handle. Too many turnovers last year. And I need him to not be a Pascal Siakam variant to where he's just spinning every time he drives right. I mean, almost every time he drives to the rim, whether it's left or right, he's trying to spin to get back to his right hand or get back to the middle of the floor. He needs to have the wherewithal and ability to react to the defender and have counter moves. No one does it better than SGA. Now, I'm not comparing Jaquez to SGA, but it's just to the point where even when defenders take away everything they could possibly imagine from SGA's game, he's able to throw a counterpunch and give himself enough space to get off a shot. Jaquez needs to do that more specifically with that spin move he loves. All right, those are my 3 players that need the ball out for the Miami Heat this year. Subscribe for more Heat content. And I also want to give a shout out to my guy Arcane, Arc14/X. He gave me a follow from our video earlier this week, and I said I would give anyone a shout out who followed me on Twitter. Bummed I only got 1 follow. Kind of hurts inside, Heat fans. But if you want to make amends for that, go give me a follow right now at Nic_Rohloff.